All right. Now that we've got our unit circle down in front of us, again, and this is going to be on you. You have to have this unit circle memorized. In terms of, guys, I'm serious whenever I say all you have to know is the first quadrant. Everything else just works itself out. If there's any possible way that you can print off this blank unit circle I have uploaded into Canvas, without looking, just fill it out. Fill it out, fill it out, fill it out. Do several of them, right? Just keep doing them over and over and over again. You just get lots of blank unit circles and you can just keep doing that over and over and over again. All right? So making those copies of that and just filling it out, that's going to be a big deal. Just practice, practice, practice filling that out. Now, once we have this thing filled out, now we're going to use it. So we are going to use our unit circle to do, I'm going to flip back over here, find the value of these. So I'm going to find the value of the sine of 5 pi over 6. Now this is what I want you to be thinking about. 5 pi over 6 is in quadrant 2. And I know that because 5 is smaller than 6. So it has to be less than pi. So if I'm coming over here, 5 pi over 6, I want the sine value. Now which one is sine? It's the y's. So the sine of 5 pi over 6, 1/2. It's literally that easy. 1/2. Cosine of 2 pi over 3. So look at your 2 pi over 3. Here we are at 2 pi over 3. Your cosine is the x values. So it's -1/2. Oops. Do you see? It's literally that easy. Once you have your unit circle, you just pull the information off. Tangent of 4 pi over 3. Now 4 is bigger than 3, so I know this is going to be in my third quadrant. Tangent is sine over cosine. Let me scoot this up a little. Sine over cosine. So what's happening with a negative divided by a negative? That's positive, people. Good. So this is the negative square root of 3 over 2 over -1/2. Now when you are looking at this, the negative divided by negative is positive. When you multiply by the reciprocal, those 2's cancel out, and I'm just left here with a positive square root of 3. Fractions. What if I want to find the tangent of -2 pi over 3? Look what happens. Here is normal 2 pi over 3, right? But my goal here is to find -2 pi over 3. So -2 pi over 3 is going to put me down here actually back at this 4 pi over 3. Do you see what just happened? -2 pi over 3. So negative angles go clockwise. Positive angles go counterclockwise. So this is the same as what we just found out. Because these are the same. 4 pi over 3 and -2 pi over 3 have the same coterminal angles. Cool, right? And that's the beauty of it. Once you figure out these basics, it's no big deal to pull that off. Check out secant. What do you know about secant? We now have it memorized that secant is reciprocal of cosine. Nailed it. So if cosine at pi over 3, if cosine is 1/2, then the secant will be 1 over that 1/2 because that's 1 over that cosine. Multiply by the reciprocal and you get 2, right? Or you can just look at the fact that cosine is 1/2. You just flip that to get your 2. Nice. Look at secant again with secant here, and it's cosine. So -5 pi over 3. So sometimes I look at this and I say, okay, so this is 5 pi over 3 coming all the way around. My -5 pi over 3 is going to take me all the way back up here. So it is that pi over 3, right? So secant here of pi over 3 and -5 pi over 3 are the same. Really, you're just Knowing these, I'm going to flip back over here. Knowing this stuff, guys, oh my goodness, I can't even tell you how important this is. I can't express that enough. Looking at those relationships between all those different trig functions, whenever you look back at your unit circle now, okay, bring it, right? Know quadrant number 1, and the rest of it is all just filling it in. You guys can do this. Practice those, memorization,